From Fox 55 Sports, this is The Locker Room.
So with that, a very good evening to you all. Welcome inside the locker room. My name is Justin Prince. Peter Hood is not here. He's spending some much-deserved time off with family, but I promise you're in good hands tonight, and we have got a show in store for you. Yesterday, the SAC holiday tourney beginning. We had excitement, we had upsets, but day two is where things can get really fun. 6 games on tap once again today. And we begin on the boys' side. Homestead, your defending champs, taking on Bishop Luers. And those defending champs received the 3 seed this year. Luers coming into this one as the 6, both playing their first game of the tournament. Sparty jumped on top early in this one. Luke Goody triple puts Homestead up 4. Then loose ball leads to a Spartan fast break. Zach Kruger converts for 2 of his 9. Homestead goes up 8. But Luers would hang around. Christian Fly, floater game strong, high off the glass. And then Landon Moore, scoop layup's going to pull the Knights back within 4. But Sparty would not budge. Goody fights through some traffic, gets the tough bucket. Homestead goes up 10 at recess. Luers would make a couple runs in the second half. John Peterson, the bucket. But they never got closer than 5. Homestead with answers all night long. Alec Grinsfelder, hoop and harm. He had 17, and then Goody, another tough take to the cup. He led everyone with 24. Sparty pulls away. They're on to the semis, 69-46, the final.
I feel like we played really well. It's obviously tough to play morning games. I mean, we're all tired waking up early, but we came out ready to go. They kind of stayed with us until the third quarter, and that's when we went on a little run and pulled away.
I thought our team really responded when they cut it to 6 or 7. We really extended the lead there and really clamped down defensively. Switched it up a little bit with the 2-3 zone, and I thought that looked pretty good.
What's kind of the mentality as you go into tomorrow, having to play 2 again? You guys have gone through this before.
Well, I mean, that's what you have to do. It's kind of like a regional ball game. You have to play 2 in a day, but hopefully our kids are ready, prepared, and we'll get ourselves focused for tomorrow.
Homestead's the team again. I mean, we're defending champs last year, and everybody's going to want to beat us this year. So we know we got a target on our backs. Every game, we got to come in every game and play hard.
On the other side of the bracket, second seeded Snyder taking on Bishop. Dwenger for the right to take on Homestead. The Saints topping Northside yesterday to get here. We were tied at 25 at half. Snyder looking to take control in the third. John Barnes Jr. pure from distance. Panthers up 3 later on. Jay Sean Underwood cuts into the lane, takes the contact. Give him the and 1. When you do that, yeah, you get a high five from Coach. Snyder goes up 4. Dwenger trying to hang around in this one. Xavier Nolan, pretty up and under move. He had 11. Saints within 2, but then Michael Ely happened, and it was pretty much curtains from there. Ely, the filthy putback. See it again. This is what you call elevation, my friends. And like I said, it was pretty much curtains from there. Dylan Duff, he's going to add a fast break dunk of his own, and then Duff a little more finessed here on this reverse layup. He finishes with a game-high 20. Ely adds 14. Snyder's off to the semis to face Homestead. They win 59-47.
Always good to start out strong our first game of the tournament. This is a huge tournament for all of us. Everybody wants to win this. So I think it's really good we started out strong.
You got to credit Dwanger. I mean, they really handled the ball well, and they ran their stuff, and they kind of did what they wanted to do in the first half. And we kind of just preached, keep working, work a little bit harder with our pressure, and in hopes that they wore down, and we feel like eventually they did.
It's a big win. We're trying to win the whole thing, and we just got to keep pushing and keep playing hard every game, every second we get.
We've obviously got our eyes set on the prize, and you can't win it all if you don't win the first one. But I think that what was neat is, like I said, in the first half, we kind of got punched in the mouth a little bit, and then we responded, and getting through that and showing that resilience, I think that we kind of sense that that's an achievement for us.
So it's a semifinal rematch of last year's championship, Homestead versus Snyder. Tip set for 2:15 p.m. Final boys matchup of the day, top-seeded Wayne hosting ninth-seeded Northrop. This one a big back and forth early. Devin Baney cleans up the Quaylen Pettis miss for 2 of his 7. Other end, Quincy Miles. He's going to connect for 2 of his team-high 11, and we're tied at 9 after a quarter of play. In the second, Northrop started to pull away a little bit. Elijah Fincher hits the corner triple, and the Bruins go up 8, and then time winding down in the half. Quaylen Pettis gets the kind roll as time expires. Bruins outscore Wayne 16-4 in the quarter. They're up 12 at recess. Northrop would keep their distance till the 4th, but then back come the Generals. Jaquan Kaiser, 2 of his 11, and then Quincy Miles once again with the drive. That bucket cuts the lead down to just 1, but Wayne would have to play the foul game, and Northrop would make their free throws. Pettis finishing with a game-high 16 points, and the Bruins pull off the upset. They're on to the semis, 42-34 your final.
I just feel like we came into the game knowing that we were going to execute on defense, and I think that's what we stressed in practice, and that's what we did tonight. We kind of came out laxed out time at halftime, but by the fourth quarter we picked it up and came out on top.
You got to give a lot of credit to Wayne. Them guys came out, had a great game plan. They didn't put their heads down when they got down. They came back and made a fight out of it, man. They made us earn it. So it feels good for the kids to withstand that type of energy that Wayne put out there, overcome it, and still pull out the victory.
It means a lot, going 2-0 and going to the next round, that means a lot to us. We just going to stay what we're doing and play Bruin ball and hope we come out on top.
So the Bruins will get Carroll in tomorrow's semifinal. That tip set for 12:30. Switching gears to the girls now. We've told you multiple times on this show, but Homestead been nearly untouchable in conference play since joining the SAC. And we say nearly because, well, their only loss to an SAC team came during this holiday tournament. That was 2 years ago, of course, to Bishop Luers. A win today for Homestead. They've got a date with the Knights in the semifinals tomorrow. Back down to Winchester Road we go. The Spartans having to go through Snyder to make it to tomorrow, and, well, they really didn't have much of a problem. The Sparty party started early, already up 10. Peyton Gorman, though, doing what she can to keep her squad in this one. Tough shot. She had 11 to lead the Panthers, but Snyder just no match. Sydney Graber, give her all 3 of these off the nice dish from Ayanna Patterson. Later on, Graber, the pilfer, and she's going to take it back the other way for the pair. The Central Michigan commit just really doing it all, but she wasn't done yet. In transition, give her the hoop and the harm. The future Chippewa had 12 of her game-high 23 in the first quarter. Spartans up 19 after 1, and they'd continue to cruise from there. Grace Sullivan, triple in the second. She had 7. Homestead up 46-12 at half. They're on to the semifinals, 96-24 your final.
We came out ready to play today. I was very proud of the girls, how we started the first quarter. We really focused on doing the things that take no talent. So I think today we really focused on all of our U-cuts, our defensive presence, and just transition. Like a game like this, we can't overlook any team. So just coming out and trying to play our best and going out like the way we did just really helps put something under our feet.
It was important to kind of set the tone for how we want to come out in these games. And, with the tradition of this tournament, we wanted to set the tone right away.
Just play hard, play the same game, play a little stronger. Everybody's coming for the title, so we're gonna play hard and try to go get it again.
So Sparty advances to face Luers in the semifinals on Saturday. That one, a 9 a.m. showing. On the other half of the bracket, 7-seeded Northrop taking on the 2-seed Carroll. This one tight early on. Chargers down 5. Delaney Sheets steps into the short jumper, and the lead's down to just 3. Later on, Malia Williams, nice up and under. That leads to 2 of her team-high 11, and the deficit is down to just 1. Bruins would give themselves a little space just before half. Jasmine Perry, hoop and harm. She had 5. It's a 7-point Northrop lead at the break. Northrop then would start to pull away in the third. Tiana White, you don't know the name. Well, you definitely should. Bucket plus the foul. Later on, White, the easy finish down low in the paint. And then, you know, Tiana, that name was called a lot tonight over the PA system. Cleaning up another hoop and harm. She finishes with 25 points, 12 boards, both game highs. Bruins win running away 52-35.
It feels really, really good because we worked hard for it, and we're finally starting to click, and it's showing. You know, we've been trying to beat Carroll for a while now, so it's good. We got to beat them and potentially, you know, move on to a tournament for a potential championship. So that, you know, that's what you want. It's nice to be in this atmosphere. A lot of people came out to the game, so it was a good win for the girls. It means a lot because it's just showing how hard we truly do work at practice and how much our effort is putting in and what it's like achieving. We've been telling them all week we got to take it one game at a time. So this is just another game we got to attack, face this game, and then we worry about whatever happens after that.
So the Bruins move on to face the winner of this one, J.C. Jones, and 3-seed Southside taking on 6-seed Bishop Dwenger. Early third quarter, Southside up 9, starting to take control. Olivia Smith, 3-ball corner pocket. She had 9. Later on, Smith, no on the drive, but Lamaya Woodson right there to clean things up. The Youngstown State commit finishing with 9 points, and then Alea Chapman joins in on the fun. She had 6, and just like that, it's an 18-point Archers lead. Dwenger would finally find some life. Molly Ream, 3 of her team-high 11, and then Lexi Linder, a triple of her own. That's going to cut the deficit back down to a dozen, but it was just too much Southside tonight. J.C. Jones, the tough bucket in transition here. The Detroit Mercy commit leading everyone with 17. Archers cruise into the semifinals, 54-33.
It was exciting. We played very well. We just got to work on a few things. We rebounded really well. We boxed out, and then we pushed the ball and got our transition in. That's how we scored most of our points.
It just took us a minute to get to the game that we wanted to play, but our pressure in that third quarter is where we needed to be, and I think we were able to provide that, so it was nice to see that we do have that ability to get there. I think our girls are prepared to play tough games. You know, we have a nice schedule that gives us there, and so hopefully we'll be ready to play early morning Saturday.
We got to be ready to play. We got to play game by game, not making sure we're not looking forward to the next game, and just make sure we get the first win and then see if we can win it all.
So it'll be Southside Northrop in the other girls semifinal tomorrow. Tip time set for 10:45 a.m. And once again, it's time for the play of the night, and I think you already knew. What other one could it be? Michael Ely elevating for the putback dunk. A play so nice, you just had to see it twice. The Monster Jam coming in Snyder's big win over Bishop Dwenger. Ely finishing that game with 14 points as well. So we're not done talking SAC Holiday Tournament just yet. Joined by Dan Vance from Outside the Huddle, a regular guest on the Locker Room. Thanks for joining us once again, Dan. Days 1 and 2 are complete. I guess we'll start with the boys. Thoughts, Homestead, Snyder, Carroll, and Northrop all on to the semifinals.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a 4 that we're not surprised that we have. It's a 4 that we had last year. Yeah. So we're going to see some different matchups in the semifinals than we saw a year ago. But I think this is where we expected it to be. Northrop comes in a little bit of a surprise because they're a 9 seed because of the Sagarin ratings. But they're playing really good basketball. And their season was without Quinlan Pettis until this tournament. They're a completely different team with him. And he's played extremely well.
As you look ahead to tomorrow morning, who do you feel like the 2 best teams are that have the chance to make it into tomorrow night's final?
Well, I think that Carroll, the way they're playing right now, very methodical. methodical, very smart with the way they're doing things. And Homestead on the same level. They're playing kind of similar games and taking similar paths. I think those would be my favorites tomorrow. But we just saw in this last game here tonight that if Snyder can get out on the break and facilitate for each other, they're a very dangerous team, and they're tough to stop offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. They can run the fast break with the best of them, and I feel like that morning matchup between Snyder and Homestead is going to probably be the better one of those two.
Yeah, I think that's a really great matchup. You throw in the fact that last year Snyder lost to Homestead in that finals game, adds a little extra to it.
Switching over to the girls' side now, obviously it's a little bit darker. We just lost the lights here in the gym, but we got 4 teams once again moving on. I believe it's the 4 teams that we thought were going to be moving on.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the 4 teams we expected to get to this point. Again, Northrop did not start the year as strong as we would think, but they are coming along. They're getting their feet under them, and so Northrop Southside, we love that matchup every time it happens. The intensity from those teams, the intensity from the sidelines, I love that matchup for them. And obviously, we're going to get a chance to see Homestead and Lures. 2 years ago, Lures had that big upset win. That's always going to play a role. Some of these same girls were there 2 years ago, so I think that's going to be an interesting one moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Bishop Lures gave Homestead all they could handle the other night down on the southwest side. I think it's all just about a finishing for them.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to find a way to finish the game, and it has to come inside. The question is Kennedy Glenn in the lineup for Lures? She wasn't during their first game in this tournament, and you have to stop Homestead on the inside. Amber Austin had a great game the first time they played, and she's the 3rd best post player for Homestead, so you have to stop the Spartans on the inside. And Homestead went deep today. They went 11 players deep. I know that Snyder is not on Lures' level, but when you have that ability to go deep, and now the experience from some of those freshmen and sophomores, it makes Homestead even more dangerous, and they're a pretty dangerous team anyway.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of just the wheels have been oiled, and they're kind of still in motion for Homestead. You kind of get that sense here over these first 2 days.
Yeah, Homestead's just looking really good right now. A well-oiled machine, kind of like Snyder today in this last game. They got out on the break. They facilitated for each other. It's going to create easy baskets. And how do you stop Homestead when you have scoring at that many levels?
Yeah, so looking ahead to tomorrow morning, semifinal matchups, who do you see moving on from the girls' side? If I had to guess, I'm going to say it's a Homestead Southside.
Of course, Homestead Southside. They've become rivals, and it's crazy, but I think that's where we're getting to the finals again tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And Southside, if they can make it to the finals and they get a matchup with Homestead, what do they have to do you feel like to go out there and win the whole thing?
I think they have to dominate on the inside. Southside's going to hit outside shots. I think they're comfortable with that. Lamayo Woodson and Alea Chapman have to have monster games in a championship game tomorrow night. They're very capable of it.
So we got 6 more games tomorrow to decide a boys and girls SAC holiday champion. Will it be Homestead boys and girls repeating, or will it be a surprise upset? Stick around, find out tomorrow, and we'll have more in the locker room right after this.